So later today, the Home Secretary will make a speech in Washington calling on the UN Refugee Convention to be ripped up and rewritten for today's modern times.
Well, last year, Suella Braverman called for the UK to leave the European Convention on Human Rights. And today, she'll state her views on the sustainability of the current refugee policies. Her view is that we're living in a different time and that a major overhaul now is due.
Well, in the speech that we have seen, the Home Secretary will say we can't sustain the current system that allows refuge based on just fears of discrimination. She's going to say the status quo where people are able to travel through multiple safe countries and even reside in safe countries for years while they pick their preferred destination is absurd and unsustainable.
Well, joining us this morning is the Deputy Political Editor, Tom Harwood. Good morning to you, Tom. This is a speech that will be given to a right-wing think tank in Washington, so she's likely to get probably a warm reception there. How controversial, though, in an international light, I suppose, are some of these comments, do you think?
It's certainly a bold move. Of course, this convention has been signed up to by the vast majority of countries for more than 70 years. 1951, of course, was the date after the Second World War when countries came together to put this refugee convention together to help those who are stuck in countries where they are physically unsafe. And the Home Secretary will today be saying that it was a noble aim, that original convention. However, the way that the global situation has changed has meant that this is now unsustainable in her view. She'll cite some research done by the Centre for Policy Studies that points to over 700 million, almost 780 million people now qualifying to be able to move countries under this convention, saying that that wasn't in the scope of what was imagined back when this was drafted. That's the Home Secretary's view, but certainly this will be a controversial speech to many because the United Kingdom was one of the founding signatories to this treaty and indeed it has governed the way that people can move about internationally for a long time. It's yet to be seen whether an international consensus can be built around reforming this treaty, around updating this treaty. We haven't yet heard from other countries in terms of what they make of what the Home Secretary is expected to say, because after all, this isn't something the United Kingdom can do unilaterally. To change this treaty, the Home Secretary will need to make many friends overseas.
And I suppose there will be claims, probably from the Labour Party this morning, that this is, trying to distract from the fact that actually her own problems at home are not working so far. Still haven't got anybody on the Bibi Stockholm barge, still haven't sent anybody to Rwanda, and continuing to see huge numbers of illegal crossings across the Channel.
That's right. The Labour Party line ahead of the speech is that the Home Secretary is failing to control the asylum system as it currently stands and should be looking to fix things here in this country before going off to Washington, D.C. and trying to change a 70-year-old convention. However, of course, the Home Secretary points to the fact that this convention has meant that there is an unprecedented movement of people and the right of people to move from an original country where they feel persecuted to another country, perhaps another one after that, and shop around many years after they've left that original unsafe country to find the safe country of the destination that they want to end up in. She'll say that that is not how this should work, and that this is almost a shopping around for a huge number, for many hundreds of millions of people potentially. The Home Secretary will say that no asylum system could cope under that sort of strain.